Sadly, there's only a couple of partners left as we're entering into this beta stage, which I'll come back to in a minute. But if anybody wants to get involved, please get in touch with me. I've got my Twitter feed on there as well. My role for this project is the product owner, and I work with City Lincoln Council. Has that slide moved over on for everybody?
Yeah, it's all good, Fraser.
Cool, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, so the problem that we're facing here is that for anybody that, or for any authorities that deal with council repairs will know, and that it's likely going to be your highest call volume reason. And not just with people logging new calls, it's people chasing up, finding out what's going on. There's a lot of failure demand around this. And we have calculated that it's costing us over 30 million per annum in handling this across our sector. But we've also got lots of barriers to adoption from customers, like lack of trust in our digital services, the demographics that go alongside this. So there's lots of problems that we need to solve this project. We started this process off. We've already been through discovery and alpha, and then we spent a bit more time in a technical alpha trying to understand all of this is a great idea. We've got a real good common service pattern in place now. We understand our user needs. We've been following the agile rules, but it's kind of, well, how do we actually make this become a reality? So we've spent time talking with some of the market leaders in terms of Civica, Northgate, Capita, DRS, Total Mobile, etc., etc. And we've had lots of authorities involved with us as we've been through this. So we started in 2019 with discovery, and also in 2019 we went through alpha, and then it was just last year that we completed that technical alpha to think about, well, how do we make this thing a real product for us? We've been trying to work in the open as much as we can do. For me, certainly it's something kind of new and getting used to that, but we've set up a blog website. I'm sure these slides will be shared out, but the links are in here so you can kind of follow our story on there. We've got a YouTube channel with the show and tells, etc. on there. We're also trying to be engaging with the kind of support sectors around this. So we've reached out to Tech UK, had a session presentation with those. We've had a real good relationship with Hacked and understanding how we can build upon their APIs. And Jem, a colleague on here, representing the Thistle group from London councils. So we're just trying to reach out to as many people as we can and engage as much as possible, and obviously attend things like today. So what we have been through is quite a journey so far. We've had lots of user interviews, over 80 people we've spoken to, over 500,000 lines of data gone through. I've already mentioned some of the suppliers that we've talked about. You can read the rest for yourselves on there. So what we have learned is that the current process that most councils have in place are designed around our needs, i.e. the council's needs. And one thing that's been common across all the partners we've worked with is our housing management system is at the core and centre of all these process, which is kind of why it's designed around our needs, to be honest. So what we're trying to do is challenge that, look for that opportunity to disrupt the market, think about, is there actually a better place that we can talk to in terms of creating that repair that leaves the customers with that all important appointment time. And for the large part, the customers that we've spoken to really don't want logins to go through this process. They see it as a barrier. It's just another set of usernames and passwords for them to remember. And as it's a really important subject for them, they just want to be able to get on and do things quickly. And there is a lot of different systems across all of this as well. Although we're all quite commonly use the same few, it seems that we've all somehow bought the different ones of every component and are all on a slightly different version. So we've gone through some prototyping. As mentioned earlier, we've tested this with a large number of customers. Again, the link's on there. You can click on it, take a look, have a play with this. Happy for any feedback. But this is built on those principles that were learnt in discovery, that customers don't want that login, that actually using text-based instead of pictures is a much better way for people to select the repairs on here. And we're also trying to enrich that reporting process so that customers can either submit videos, photos of that problem, rather than trying to get the customer to just always tell us in SOR words, if any of you know that world, how complicated that can be. I mean, one of the things that we did find as well is that there's around 2,000 SORs in the scheduler rates between Lincoln and Southwark. Out of the top 100 SORs we use, we shared 5. I mean, it just gives you an idea on how each council can set this up so differently. So what we're trying to do next is move into our beta phase to build this thing. We're just going through our procurement process at the moment. It's just closed the other day, so we're just going to go through the shortlisting. Hopefully we're going to get the project kick off in late July. But the thing that we're really focusing on here is that we're scrapping that, building it around our needs, the council's needs, and we're going to trial building this integrating with the scheduling software, because as far as the customer is concerned, it's that appointment date and time that's the important thing to them. And it's the kind of assumption that we have at the moment that that's the main reason that this isn't used. Where authorities do have a login process in place at the moment, because it goes into the housing management system, it seems to leave that bit of the puzzle out of it. And there's often here's my repair, and somebody calls you back and gives you an appointment date and time, which doesn't drive that kind of culture of a common contact point in there. And so we're hoping that we can get that digital contact as that first one, leave the customer with everything they need. And we're really going to be looking to leverage tools like GovNotify throughout this, so that we can keep the customers informed and up to date of their repair process. So yeah, in summary, we're going to be hitting this phase 1, running with one software supplier in that first instance, hopefully in a sandbox environment, considering how we're going to build our common API out from there and build this product out. We'll be looking in phase 2 to expand that to the other authority partner that's involved, and consider how we actually get more SOR type classifications built in and make it configurable for customers, for the councils, beg your pardon. And lastly, it's about, well, actually, how do we make this a reusable thing? So this is a real big and important part of the project, and where we really need people off this call's input to get involved with us. If you're interested in being a part of this later on down the line, about how we can kind of share this, package it up, and get people using it and take on the learning that we've gone through so far. So if you do want to get involved, that was a slow transition. There is the website. That link on there will take you to our contact form, or you just email me direct. There's my Twitter handle as well at the beginning, but I've got to be honest, I'm not very good on Twitter, so I'd rather you email me. But please feel free to reach out, get in touch, have a look at all the good work that's gone on so far throughout this. Yeah, drop us any questions if you do have any.